Hello, this is Ms. Moore, and today during chemistry we're going to talk about how to name alkanes. All right, a few quick terms before we get started. So the first term is parent chain. The parent chain is the longest continuous chain of carbons in the structure. It won't always be a straight line, but it needs to be a continuous chain of carbons. And for alkanes, and an alkane, ane, is a hydrocarbon with single bonds. The parent chain always begins and ends with a CH3. Okay, second term is alkyl. An alkyl is a branch of the parent chain that consists of only carbons and hydrogens. An alkyl contains only single bonds, and it's basically the same as an alkane, but with one H missing. Okay, you guys ready for this? We're going to name alkanes. So the first step is to find the parent chain, remembering that the parent chain is the longest continuous chains of carbons in the structure. All right, so let's try this. If we just go straight across, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 carbons. If we go this way, we could have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 carbons, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 to 5 carbons. All right, so it looks like our longest continuous chain of carbons is this straight one here. Okay, the next step is to count the number of carbons in the parent chain. So I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It looks like we have 7 carbons. Okay, so now we have a prefix. The prefix specifies the number of carbon atoms in the parent chain. The number of carbon atoms in the parent chains. And we're going to use that prefix with the ending ane, like alkane. The ending is ane, which identifies the hydrocarbon as, the parent chain is a hydrocarbon with all single bonds. So since we have 7 carbons, that's going to make, we're going to use the prefix hept. So hept, and it's an alkane, so it's heptane. Okay, these prefixes, jot them down. You need to know them. All right, the next thing we need to do is number the carbons in the parent chain, starting from the end of the chain that gives the location of the first branch, the lowest number. Okay, so if we start counting left to right, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that puts the branch at carbon 4. If we number the other way, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, we still have the branch at carbon number 4. So in this case, it doesn't matter which way we number the chain. Either way, the branch is at carbon number 4. All right, the next thing we need to do is name the alkyl, or the branch, using the same prefixes, but this time instead of having an ane ending, we'll have an eel ending because it's an alkyl. Okay, so we have CH3, which has 1 carbon. So what is the prefix for 1 carbon? It is meth. So we're going to use the prefix meth, and because this is a branch, we're going to use the ending -il. So this is a methyl. So now we have a parent chain with the name heptane, and it has 1 branch with the name methyl. All right, so how do we write the final name? So you place the number of the carbon the branch is on in front of the name, and separate the number from the name with a hyphen. Add the name, we have that written twice, try that again. Add the name of the alkyl group to the name of the parent group as a prefix. So we have a methyl, we're starting with the branch, and the methyl is on the parent chain carbon 4, so it's going to be a 4-methyl. And we're pretending that this is a prefix, so then you just put in the name of the parent, heptane. So this fancy structure here is 4-methyl heptane. All right, well, that's really the basics for naming alkanes. Of course, there's some if and then situations. What if we have more than one branch? Things like that. So let's go through. Now that hopefully you feel okay with the basics, let's go through some other scenarios. Okay, so what if we find a situation where we have 2 or more groups or branches attached to the parent? Well, you locate each branch with a number and name them. The names are going to be written in alphabetical order, and we're going to use hyphens to separate numbers from words. So let's start with finding our parent branch. We could go this way, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Is that right? 1, 2, 10. 10 that way, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10. Okay, so that's the longest way. So what's next? Next we have to number, going either left to right or right to left, number the parent chain so that the nearest branch, so that one of the branches is at the lowest possible number. So if we number left to right, we'll have 1, 2, 3. So that puts the first branch at 3. If we go right to left, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it looks like it's left to right again. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, so now let's name the parent branch while we're here. So a chain with 10 carbons is going to be a dec. So our parent branch is decane, right? It ends in ane. It's an alkane. And our first branch is just like the one we just did, right? It has 1 carbon. So it's going to be a meth, and it's a branch, so it's a methyl. And what's the name of a chain with 2 carbons? 2 carbons is an eth. So this is going to be eth, branch, so it's ethyl. All right, so now let's see what it says to do. We've located it. We know which numbers are on. We could actually even put our numbers right here, right? So this methyl is on a 3, and the ethyl is on a 7. So now we have to put the names in alphabetical order. So we write the prefixes first, and methyl starts with an M, ethyl starts with a E, so we'll write this as 7-ethyl. Let's try that again. Forgot my hyphen. 7-ethyl. 3-methyl. Remember, you have to use hyphens to separate numbers from words. And now, just add the parent branch, decane. So, there you go. This guy here is 7-ethyl, 3-methyl, decane. All right, what do we do when we have identical groups, identical branches on different carbons? What you're going to do, follow all the same rules, but this time you're going to repeat the number, locating this carbon in the name. Use a prefix. The prefix is like the ones we use for naming covalent compounds, di, tri, etc., to indicate the number of identical branches. The names are again written in alphabetical order. Use hyphens to separate numbers from words, which you already knew, and use commas to separate numbers from other numbers. All right, so we need to find the longest chain. So straight across looks like 8 carbons. If we go this way, that's 6 carbons. This way, 5 carbons. Oh, we go that way, and that'll also be 8 carbons. You can pick whichever. I'm going to pick this one because I like it. All right, next we are going to number the carbons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so why did I pick numbering left to right versus right to left? Well, if I would have gone right to left, our nearest the lowest number carbon would have been on the 5, or the lowest number branch would have been on the 5 carbon, which is not work. Okay, so what is the prefix for a parent chain with 8 carbons? It looks like it's oct. So we're going to use the prefix oct. Turns out I really can't spell. And because this is an alkane, this will be octane. All right, and we have 2 branches here, both of them with 1 carbon, which makes them a meth with an -il at the end because it's a branch. And the one on the bottom here is on carbon 2. The one on the top is on carbon 4. So we're going to write 2, 4 with a comma in between because we use commas to separate numbers from numbers. Dash. How many methyls? They're both methyls. We have 2 of them, so it'll be di for 2. Methyl octane. All right, we're almost done here. If we have identical groups on the same carbon, just repeat the number locating this carbon in the name. All right, so there's our parent chain, which has 8 carbons. And I'm going to number backwards this time just because. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And if I go this way, 1, 2, 3, 4, looks like I have to go forwards. 5, 6, 7, 8. We've already done one of these. We know an 8 carbon chain is an octane. And we have 2 branches on the same carbon. So, and they're identical. They both have 2 carbons, and that makes them eth with the ending -il because they're branches. So, this first ethyl is on carbon 4, the second ethyl is on carbon 4. So we're going to call him 4, 4. There's 2 ethyls, so we're going to call it diethyl octane. There you go. All right, guys, that's it for today. Have a good one.